All right, what's up, y'all? I want to show you guys a really cool tool that I've been using in a lot of my sets. I'm Will, and I've done visuals as a VJ for live music for some incredible acts that I've been fortunate to work for, like John Summit, Dom Dalla, Grizz, and many others at venues and festivals like EDC and Coachella. And I've done that by being kind of at the cutting edge of a lot of the coolest new tools in AI for making these visuals Audioreactive and really interesting. And I want to show you one of those today. It's a tool called VJLab, and it's used for real-time. That's like 11 milliseconds latency splitting of music into stems that you can use to make things Audioreactive. So let me just show you kind of what that looks like before you waste your time in this video. So if I play just like a track here, let's pick like kind of a dramatic one. This world tonight. Cool, so I've kind of wired it up, as you can see, so that the vocals kind of make the scratchiness of the texture come out. The drum will actually make the camera sort of move, and the bass will actually kind of expand a lot of the area of these different little sort of tendrils in this thing. And this is a shader, and I'll kind of show you how this would work with any top in TouchDesigner. But let's jump into it. Because I want you guys to be making cool stuff. All of the project files, as well as a link to this tool, will be posted in my YouTube, so don't worry about that. So, what are stems, and why am I even talking about them? So basically, when we're VJing live, unless I'm getting the music beforehand or it's time-coded, and it's like, you know, everyone's just pressing play, which is not as fun, and also we don't have the luxury of that a lot of times when we're doing visuals. We get the mixed signal. Right? So the music is just like you heard, it's all mixed together. What source separation does, and I'll hide my little icon here, is that we can separate it into each of its individual things. And that's not really useful unless we can pipe that into TouchDesigner in a way that works. And if you're like me, you've also gone through, and I've done so many different filters and trying to extract, different elements in TouchDesigner using audio signal processing kind of stuff, and it's just brittle. It changes every track, it changes every artist. But the tool I'm going to show you uses a neural network, and it's learned by listening tens of thousands of tracks, what a kick is, what drums are, what bass is, what vocals are, what strings sound like, all that good stuff. So what does the tool look like? How does it work? So this is VJLab. Basically what happens is that you select an audio input device, and I highly suggest going and grabbing Blackhole. If you are on Mac, and this is a Mac only tool at this point, you can either donate $10 or you can get it for free, and it's an incredible tool. The developer Devin is a really wonderful guy, and he does a lot of work to make this work great. But basically what happens is after you install this, boom. Let me hide this. You can basically set up all these different things where I can be playing both into my headphones and into Blackhole. Or I could be playing on my speakers or my audio interface and into Blackhole. And what that allows us to do, again, is for our tool here to grab that input. What happens when we grab that input? So let's see. So if we play this track, you can see in the home view, we're getting the audio, great. And all of the values we extract, it's gonna be on a 0 to 1 scale, meaning how much bass is there? How much drums are there? How much other is like piano, guitars, etc.? How much vocals? Always 0 to 1. If it's not there, it's 0. If it's there a lot, it's 1. I'll usually see the values never truly go to 1, and they mostly do go to 0, but we'll see how that works. And then the cool view, and it comes with a bunch of pre-made mappings. So if you want to use it with that Max MSP or Resloom or Mad Mapper, it's as easy as just changing the OSC or the port. But when I do play that back, we get that time series view. So again, I can adjust the IP address, the port it goes to. I can name it, you know, something, whatever, if I want to change the name. And the fastest it will go is 11 milliseconds, which is pretty real time and pretty sick. But basically these paths, if you're not familiar with OSC, it just says send this path, and you can select which stem it's using. Will get sent these values. So this is just saying take the base stem that the neural network extracts, send it to a path named this, and optionally you can smooth it over a number of milliseconds. So to make it less noisy, you can do that. Drums, you'd want a smaller one, but I also, and I'll share this config file because you can also, you know, load your config and save it between shows. I have a slower one for, say, other that's more just like have we heard strings in the pass bit, that kind of thing. So when we get these messages, they get sent out and they get received in TouchDesigner. So let's look at our network. Let's exit out of this. And basically what's going on here, it's pretty simple. The tool does a lot of the work, but again, if I play that, what's happening is that we've got an OSC in. I have a trail here just so we can see what's happening, but you don't even need that really. And then I've got just a bunch of tops. So the one that I showed you again is just this GLSL shader. There's kind of a simpler shader that I just made as an example so you can see what a really simple one looks like. And actually, if you can have ChatGPT or something else help you write the shaders, that's what I did, because I don't really write that many shaders. I mean, I'm decent at it, but you don't really need to be. The LLMs these days are just much better. And here's an example of a file in, and as well as some noise. So you can kind of switch off seeing which one ends up going through the whole signal chain here, but don't stop, don't touch it, touch it, touch it, stop, make it, make it, make it, touch it, touch it, touch it, stop, make it, make it, make it, got that? Touch it, touch it, touch it, stop, make it, make it, make it, touch it. And so as you can also see here, I have the second shader, which is actually being used as a effect. So this shader, the code it operates on, is actually, if I go to my editor here, in TouchDesigner world, basically this rainbow effect uses an input, which we feed in as this input here, which is the output from this switch. So that's about it. This is a template you can use. And again, when I went to make these shaders, like this rainbow effect, even this rectangle spin, I literally just said to ChatGPT, or you can do it in Cursor, make me a shader in GLSL that is compatible with TouchDesigner. That is a rectangle spinning and is colored. I literally did this. I'm not even kidding you. Brat green. I have different signals, including stems from real-time audio of music. I want these stems to help the visual change over time, make the vocals, make the rectangle shake or vibrate on when vocals are nearer to 1, and make the size of the rectangle expand when the base is larger. also make a glow around the rectangle during drum hits. And it will just kind of generate this stuff. I will maybe do another tutorial on how to do that, but the really nice part about this is now I have in this code, see stem bass, stem vocal, stem drum, and those are all mapped to these vectors. And if I were, let's say I just, you know, I could name this whatever just to show you the value. Delete block. So if I wanted to add another input, it really is as easy as just adding this stem other slow, and then I just drag it from here. And now in real time, when I play that music, that value is being fed into these shaders. So that's it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. This is a cool way to make all my visuals audio reactive. I use it in Resolume, I use it in TouchDesigner, I use it pretty much everywhere. But I thought it'd be cool to show you here how it looks in TouchDesigner. So love to see what you guys make, and yeah, check in the description. Got all the links to all this stuff there, and you should be able to find it. All right, thanks y'all.